Aloha hoku ohana. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for your reading. This is about you being prepared for a huge turning point in your life where you're being summoned outside of your comfort zone, but that's where you're going to see I'm hearing life evolve in new ways, as well as you being able to blossom into this new version of yourself. So in this astral travel, I saw you guys on a ship in the ocean full of infinite possibilities that lie ahead of you at this stage in your journey, and you had an opportunity to travel the world with the crew aboard the ship, and you also went underwater and you saw many different fishes there. You saw the beautiful coral reefs and a whole different world that awaits you. So it kind of does give me an energy of you being plucked out of a two-dimensional world, right? Like a fish, and you're kind of being put into this new density, being put into these new surroundings, these new vibrational frequencies that are in resonance with who you are at this stage in your journey. And it does give me an energy of you are quite literally a big fish in a small pond, and you're about to be relocated into the vast ocean. And yeah, I feel like you're about to have so much room. You're about to have so much room to grow in ways that are unbeknown to you at this stage in your journey, okay? And you also wanted to fix your screen, and you had different options to be able to do that, and you also tried to focus on the positives in order to be able to overcome seasickness. So we are going to talk about this, but I definitely feel like you're getting plucked from one environment and you're kind of being dropped off into another one. I'm seeing like a claw machine, so this could be like a prize, you know? It could definitely feel like that. Also could feel like there's a gamble risk that is necessary in order for you to make this transition, okay? So ships signify exploration in the metaphysical realm. It does represent new ventures, and it's about you guys embarking on a new project. Maybe it's a new relationship that you have to something or someone, even to yourself, and there's a new chapter of your life. I'm hearing like that is pending. I'm seeing the pending ... and I'm seeing your current situation is not your final destination. There is something that is to be continued. And I was about to say to be discontinued. So there could be literally a pivot that you guys are being guided to go through. I do feel like there's some kind of sudden pivot or some kind, and it brings the emergence of a new chapter and also a new version of yourself, because a past version of yourself would not have done the things that you're going on to do here. And seasickness represent also like a lack of stability, so it's almost like what used to be, I'm hearing fertile soils for you no longer bear any fruit, or the fruit just isn't worth the squeeze. So this could be about some kind of instability where it feels like it's hard to kind of be grounded in a reality that used to be when the old paradigm is quite actively dissolving, and that's because there's a reordering of things right now. Again, I'm just seeing you guys being, it's like that reading that we did around your two-dimensional, you're a fish in a two-dimensional world, and it's almost like, you know, source is pretty much plucking you out of that. You're being placed inside of this third-dimensional realm, or this new construct where there's a new environment. It almost is feeling like you're gonna get thrown quite literally in the deep end into a brand new atmosphere. That's definitely the vibe that's coming through here, and you're gonna have to adjust to the way that reality is reconfiguring itself to align for your highest evolution or highest possible expression. And it really does require surrender on your end so that you can begin to witness how your life is going to transform, and also how you're going to transform, because I feel like there's a version of yourself that you're embodying and that you're stepping into, especially vibrationally, that is so different from what you've previously experienced, where I feel like you're not about to recognize yourself. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're being taken into a new parallel reality, and you're waking up in a new body. It's like your consciousness is going to be traveling into a reality that already feels like it has been set in motion for you, and you're going to be playing the catch up in regards to this. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. So yeah, it does represent that it may feel like things are falling apart right now. now, but it's because reality is reconfiguring itself and rearranging itself to fit into place. And there's a decision that you've made that's being swept away into an infinite sea of possibilities, and there's a new wave of experiences incoming for you, okay? And it can also represent like the fear of change, right? So the only time that we disconnect from our higher self when we can feel overwhelmed by these changes that are just natural, especially because we're all abiding by these universal laws and constructs, which is to evolve, which means that in order for us to grow, we have to go through these changes, even if that means growing pains. It definitely represents potential disruptions, but you're being invited to embrace these disruptions and see them as kind of you knowing that the unknown that you're being kind of thrown within right now holds within it everything that you've ever wanted. And in that realization or that paradigm shift, you begin to see how everything is aligning in your favor and always in the benefit of your highest expression and highest evolution. So you guys being underwater, right, again, literally being thrown in the deep end here, represents a transformation and rebirth. It does represent a personal change, and it could be like a similar concept to returning to the womb. So I do feel like this is literally the birth of a new you, the birth of a new life. There's something that you may be nurturing, something that you're developing, and the fish that were there also represents something beneath your subconscious, and you may not even be aware of this fully. You can just sense that there's something going on, right? In the womb, it's like, it's not necessarily that you can like see a lot that's going on, but you can kind of feel everything that's happening in dimensions, right, beyond what it is that you can currently perceive, which are just these different layers. So I'm literally seeing you guys as a baby in the womb, and you're able to hear kind of what's going on. You can kind of feel what's going on. You can kind of sense what's going on. So I feel like right now you're going to be feeling more than you're actually going to be able to articulate how the universe is realigning you with very specific continuums and very specific outcomes. I'm seeing like a train track as well, kind of shifting its direction or the course or trajectory of your life. It's like you can feel the track shifting, or you can feel that the track has just shifted based on a decision that you've made, and that's opened up a new timeline, and it's allowing you to walk through a new portal, okay, of discovery. So it also represents abundance and wealth. So this could also be financial gain coming in for a lot of you guys, but it looks like you're literally in alignment and on track, quite literally, right, with some type of major abundance, okay? The coral reefs also represent the right timing. So this is not a moment sooner, not a moment later. This is where I'm hearing the paths begin to really become very, very evidable in your experience. I'm hearing there's something around, Spirit was saying before this, it's going to show up in very tangible ways. Okay, so this is like very physical changes that you're going to be going through, and it can show like the launch of a new career, maybe a change in lifestyles, maybe a holiday, inner growth, some kind of change. I'm hearing abruptly, okay? And the coral also shows up as like a wise instructor in your reality. So this could be, again, some kind of, I'm hearing discussion that you're having with a barrier. You know, it's almost like I'm seeing somebody ask Source, you know, what's going on? Like, can you explain to me what's going on? They're like, oh yeah, you'll see. Like, you'll see. Like, you believe that there's things going on, and you know that there's things going on, but you're about to witness just how much has been happening in the unseen realms that you're able to foresee, and what's been happening behind the veil. And I'm almost seeing you guys being able to lift that veil and walk into a new atmosphere, walk into a new life, and it's being prepared for you, okay? There's something that's happening behind the curtain. That's what I'm seeing. Like, you're gonna watch some kind of movie of your own life, because I'm seeing somebody in the audience, right? And something's happening and being prepared behind the curtain, and you don't know what the show entails exactly, because I'm seeing like, you know, you've kind of bought this ticket for this show of some kind, or you've been handed this ticket and you're seated right where you need to be at this stage in your journey, and you're about to witness everything that has been happening behind the curtain. But I'm seeing the curtain be pulled and the show begins, and it's like suddenly you find yourself on the spotlight. You were looking for, I don't know, something externally, but you're gonna realize that it was you, right? This was being prepared for you, okay? All right, anything else? It also represents like a new phase of your life that is beginning, and you've worked hard to re-examine your belief systems, essentially, and how you function within those belief systems, and how certain belief systems could have been limiting for you. And this is about you guys releasing any beliefs that are no longer congruent with your soul's highest possible expression, and that's going to pay off. Okay, I'm seeing like you're going to see the payoff for this, and it's going to bring about a next phase. So again, a lot of you, there definitely could have been almost like a rock bottom that you hit, but that was the solid foundation in which you needed to create and build this new life for yourself that is going to be sustained. And that's your message from the coral. The screen that you guys were repairing also represent you mending these issues when it comes to repairing maybe a damaged perception of yourself, right? Maybe this is like where you've kind of betrayed yourself and you're no longer shaming yourself into these changes that need to happen, but you're realizing to make these changes and actually take action for yourself in a way and show up for yourself in a way that you had never done before is the highest act of service and self-love that you can commit for yourself, okay? And being able to choose fearlessly during this time. Anything else? I feel like, again, you're basically losing an identity because there were certain belief systems that kept you constrained or confined to a very particular way of being. And I'm just seeing you guys break free from those limiting belief systems. You're realizing that the ocean is full of infinite possibilities, and it's up to you how far you want to venture out. But yeah, there's something around releasing those programs, and you're kind of disrupting your comfort zone in some way, and you're seeing how that actually supports your highest possible expansion and evolution. But yeah, you're literally an infinite potential. You're a fractal of infinite potential, and your belief systems are like a cap or limitation that you put upon your infinite potential and how you want to display that in this realm. And you're really going through this art of surrender during this time and allowing source to begin to express itself through you and also as you, okay? So yeah, anything else? I mean, honestly, there's a lot, but I kind of want to see what's going on here. But yeah, you were definitely kind of mothering yourself into this change, and you're holding yourself accountable when it comes to actually following through with this inner knowing, this like internal dialogue and conversation that you're having with your formless nature. Okay, but yeah, you are definitely opening up to new experiences. I feel like you're stepping into more of a playful area of your life, right? Maybe this is an area in which you can play in and really have fun in. But I'm just getting like happier days and sunnier days are literally around the corner. That's what I'm seeing for you guys, okay? And it's because you are giving yourself that warmth and that light, and you're holding space for yourself, and you're enjoying the scenery of this realignment that's happening for you. I feel like you're kind of enjoying the process of witnessing I'm hearing like the dismantling of old systems, and you're realizing how that disruption to what was is your biggest invitation to what is about to be, okay? And what has already come to be, you're just going to witness the becoming of that. That's what I'm seeing. There's like that level of assurity and also uncertainty, and that's the paradox. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what this is. Let's break this down into systems. Let's take a look at the ship. Okay, what's the ship? All right, we have two. So the ship is celestial uterus, right? This is so funny because we were just talking about the womb energy, and then we also have DNA. And then we have multiverse there at the base. Okay, let's just leave that. It flew away, right? Multiverse, like there is something that literally feels like, maybe you feel like something that you've been trying to hold on to or resist in regards to changes is literally falling out of your hands. And you're stepping into a time where consciousness is traveling to a new event where a new time begins, right? And with this energy and DNA, there is something that could be like a demonstrable gift that you've been nurturing, and this is something that would have been passed down to you, but you're the first one within a historical timeline to actually I'm hearing like own and embody this, okay? Own and embody this knowing. And with DNA, this is memory. So this is the memory, the remembrance that you were infinite potential and that you were always a highly abundant being. You're just releasing any belief systems that have capped or limited the way that you express your infinite potential in this realm, okay? But yeah, this is super beautiful. Let's go ahead and read some of this. But yeah, with multiverse, you are definitely traveling to not just new timelines but new universes. You know, it's like there is something really I'm hearing eccentric go on. Okay, so this could be kind of like out of the norm of some kind. Let's go ahead and read this. It's a beautiful card. Genesis, fertility and support. Everything begins in the uterus, right? So, as a container, solitary in silence, resting before leaving the dark to step into the light, giving birth to allow us to flourish into society and interact with the rest of the planet. And that's what I get. You are about to interact with the world in a completely different way, because the way that you interact with yourself is completely different. Okay. So the uterus gives us the necessary time to complete the crucial phases of life and, above all, of gestation. What else could have possibly come from that seed? We are born, and that's what I mean, like that. I feel like a lot of you have come out of a dark night of the soul, or you've gone through, again, like that rock bottom energy, but that was to build a new foundation. That was, I'm hearing, going to sustain this legacy. Okay, so this could be like a mark that you're wanting to leave on the world. And I'm also hearing like a mark within your historical timeline, okay? Because as you change yourself in the present moment, you also begin to shift your past and also your future timelines. And what else? There was also something else that was coming through in regards to the seed. Yeah, and when the seed is in darkness, seeds can only germinate in darkness. That's when they actually begin to sprout. So there's something around the period of stillness, or the period of silence, or the darkness was so needed to be able to better appreciate this light. And I'm seeing like literally this elevation that happens for you. I'm also hearing in status, but this is like a huge I'm seeing like an alleviation. You know, when somebody's alleviated, this could be like a huge sigh of relief. Okay. We are born and we flourish. We gestate and we give births to ourselves continuously in the cycle of life. We acknowledge ourselves as human creators who change our skin on a cyclical basis, giving life and birth to new parts of our being, eventually revealing itself from its hidden gestation process. Our process and projects and relationships are formed in the same way. It's a continuous birth in the fractal of life, which always needs two parts: the alchemy of the elements and the space to contain it. And that's what I mean. Like, you guys are using this as some kind of way to further accelerate along your path. And with DNA, this is definitely like, it's within you. There's something that is awakening within you on a cellular level. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing, you know, like the nucleus of a cell as well. There's something around nucleus families and the people and circumstances and situations in which you used to surround yourself with. It's just not highly conducive. It's just not a conducive environment. It's just not a fertile environment for you to be able to grow into this next stage in your evolution journey. Like, it served a purpose in your life, and I feel like you're kind of honoring that, and you're seeing the sacredness in what appears to be sacrificial. But I'm hearing like in losing that, you're just making room to receive new things. You know, it's almost like you're making a lot of room right now, and you don't know what you've been guided to make room for. And this is in your life, okay? And I'm seeing like, feeling like we're in a place of no man's land, because I'm seeing the fish kind of, again, be plucked out of that water, and he's being put into a new environment. But he's kind of in that in-between phase where the claw of the, what's it called? You know, when you go and you find those things in the arcade. Anyway, like the claw of the machine is like, it's not caught the bear yet, but it's not where it once was. It's kind of like in this in-between transitionary period, and that's almost what I feel like you're going through right now, where you're about to witness what happens and how it happens. Okay, let's go ahead and read DNA for you too. So this is about something that's coming to light. This could be about your ability to channel a hidden gift or talent. And again, I feel like, again, I'm seeing like a talent show with what's going on behind the curtain. But yeah, this shows a repetition of patterns that are basically kind of being healed and coming to an end. It shows where you are cutting the pattern and you're realizing that's the way to heal and transform it. And there could be demonstrable gifts that are emerging as you clear this stagnant energy from your field and also within you. And this is about experiences that you have not lived. So there could be something that you're being called to demonstrate. I feel like, again, this is like the birth of a new you. And I'm seeing like the birth of even new DNA strands. So this is like, it's coming back to you something. Okay, it's like you're coming back to something. And I feel like a lot of this is to do with your pre-incarnation intentions, right? Your soul's intentions prior, before incarnating into this third dimensional construct. And what I get within this third dimensional construct, it was a way for you to be able to experience things in a tangible form. It was for you to be able to experience, you know, the physical world. and the contrast that comes with that. So this is all part of the journey. I'm hearing it's all part of this show, right? That's what I'm seeing. It's all part of the show. Okay, let's see what else comes through. Let's go ahead and clarify this. Sure, why not? Yeah, okay, all right, let's see. Let's clarify. Okay, we have two. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is your legacy. That's what the 10 of Trees talks about. So this is your legacy, okay? And then this is also the 9 of Embers. Wow. So the 9 of Embers is somebody that's almost reached the completion point. And again, recognize how this is like a 9 and then it's a 10. So this is somebody that's almost reached a completion point, but they still have like, you know, one more step to go before they step on that finish line. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this for you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 10 of Trees. Okay, the 10 of Trees talks about dreams coming true. The full moon beams in the night sky, illuminating the 𝓲𝓾𝓪𝓷𝓼 tree that has overtaken the Jaw Tower. Complete fusion between the rapidly growing tree and the tower has created a hybrid of beauty. The jawed tower supporting the colossal tree, and the tree offering shade from the harshness of the day. While we find ourselves back in the desert, we now have the foundation and determination to overcome adversity, knowing that hardships can be made easier by working together. Through the suit of the trees, we witness mankind working to coexist with nature. The jawed tower is a card that speaks to the fulfillment of dreams. When it shows up, it's a sign that this true joy is sitting there ready for you to grab it. This can be a greater feeling than any material possession. So again, this is like part of your legacy. It's something that it's about a lasting impact, okay? This can be a greater feeling than any material possession could bring you. This is a time to rejoice and enjoy the simplicity of being fulfilled. You know what I'm hearing? This is where your physical reality completely mirrors your soul's intentions and desires. This is what I'm seeing. There's a complete congruency here. There is a complete alignment when it comes to the deep desires of the soul and the things that you're seeing play out now in your external reality. They are one of the same. Okay, let's go and read the 9 of Wands energy here too. So 9 of Wands, one step before the finish line. This says the last stand. Okay, it shows how somebody is super courageous, resilient, and they've only discovered their willpower. It's like they haven't really known how strong they were until they were left with no other option in a situation. So yeah, that could kind of be happening for you guys. And again, you've definitely accumulated some, you know, battle scars upon your among your third dimensional journey here. But again, you're realizing that in essence, it's the good, the bad, the ugly that has brought you all here, and you could admire the beauty within the whole journey. So the earth shakes and lets out a grumble, unlike anything you've ever heard before. Fire spills out of the head of the volcano and shoots into the sky. A spiral of smoke swells around the explosion of the 9 rivers of lava stream down the face of the mountain. This is it, the climax of your journey. What you do now will determine the rest of your story. So again, this will determine basically your fate. Okay, this decision that you guys are making and the way that you kind of are open to be, I'm hearing, being literally taken to new lands. I'm hearing like a new landscape as well. Yeah, I'm seeing like portrait and landscape, which is so interesting. So there could be like a real switch that's happening in the direction that something's heading. And you're about to see like things from a wider perspective as well. That's what I'm seeing, instead of like a narrow perspective with portrait too, which is super interesting. I'm seeing like portrait is like portrait mode, right? It's like you've been focusing on just, not you necessarily, but you haven't, while focusing on yourself, you haven't seen the landscape of things. It's like you haven't seen what has been going on in the bigger picture, okay? How this is aligning you with the bigger picture of your life, because that's what the 10 of Coins is. Okay, so the volcano churning out the fire in the distance may cause you to rethink your entire plan. You've been through it all and you are exhausted, and this just seems like the finale you didn't need. This is your last push. You can see the end in the distance, and you know that if you can make it there, everything will be okay. When this card shows up, don't let the fatigue set in. You're nearly there. Be resilient and push on with whatever determination you have left to finish your quest. So again, this is about like the quest of the soul, and I feel like you guys are definitely being brought to the end. And we have life map here at the base too. So again, life map is also, what is that, the Wheel of Fortune. So this is your destiny. Like, this is you guys literally at Destiny's Gate right now. You're about to enter into Destiny's Gate and see what is awaiting you on the other side of this commitment, right? This decision. And then you have the Star card right underneath that. So this is like some kind of wish fulfillment, also something that's going to be super healed, because to be healed is to be whole, and to be whole means to integrate with your soul, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what's coming through. I feel like you guys are moving completely as one. It's like the soul is now leading the journey, and there are beautiful discoveries that do await you here as well, which is a super beautiful energy. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot that's going on, isn't there? Wow. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at Gateway of the Light activation. We had the Central Sun. That was kind of like the one that flipped. So there could be something about you've cultivated a strong sense of self-trust, okay, that you can have your eternal light within begin to guide you into the unknown. We have Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution. So the Pleiadian energies basically talks about any kind of stagnant, dry, or heavy energy that you've been experiencing that has been like, you know, just not pleasurable, I guess, is being cleared away and washed away during this time. And then you have serious star blessings. So yes, proceed, be seen, push through. This is about, again, that wish upon a star. This is a big fat yes when it comes to following through and pretty much doubling down on, you know, this timeline. I feel like you guys are locking in with some type of decision, and it's imperative. I'm hearing that you lock in during this time. Actually, it's absolutely imperative. Let's go ahead and take a look at, because again, I feel like this is, I'm hearing like it seals the deal. You know what it is? It solidifies. A decision that you guys make to follow through with something, it solidifies a timeline for you. It begins to collapse. Something that was just maybe a conception or idea, right, with celestial uterus, and it bursts it into a very physical, tangible form, okay? And I feel like this is you being your higher self in physical form. Like, you were completely seated in your divinity and you roam this earth according to that divine essence. You're not compartmentalizing this, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, and by the way, there's something around you really on the verge of a breakthrough as well, like right before. It's not, again, you don't know how strong you are until you have no other option, and there's something about you continuing to push through right now is the very thing that's going to allow you to see the breakthrough, because you always face the most level of resistance right before you're about to break through. If you think about a seed that's bursting through the soil, it's almost like they're entering into a new density, right, into a new environment, into a new atmosphere, but it kind of requires them to clear away anything, like literally any the appearance of blockages, because they are strong enough to overcome any adversity. In the face of challenge and adversity, they are able to keep moving, okay? So activated earth power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Okay, so the first message here is you are definitely being led to certain ley lines, right? This is certain highly activated points, maybe around the earth, or maybe even within the world inside of yourself. You know, it's like you're activating new things inside of yourself, and then you also have portals, so doors are opening, you decide rewards, wild cards. So yeah, there is definitely a portal. There could literally be you being guided to travel to certain places to do certain things, or to like go the distance in some aspect of your life, right? But I feel like, yeah, you're definitely going the distance. And with this energy, with ley lines, this is about a flood of energy that opens up for you guys. So there could be something about a huge flood or influx of energy that is kind of, it feels like you're being prepared for certain activations to take place. And then you also have your life as a canvas, creative accountability. And look at that, right? This is a landscape kind of image, and it talks about the bigger picture and the intricacy and the beauty within the intricate design that is the complexity of your life, right? And really being able to admire the bigger picture and how all of these small intricate details kind of make this bigger cohesive story that is your life. That's almost what it seems like here, right? So we also have weight, so there could be something about your being kind of guided to, again, where your preparation is meeting an opportunity. I'm hearing it's where the stars really align in your favor. Okay, and then we also have mini taken, and I was also hearing the Star of Orion, which is super funny because we have the pyramids coming up next. So mini taken, longing for home, belonging to the original light workers. Yeah, I definitely get like either strong communication hubs that you guys are going to have, and I feel like it's through the interdimensional layers within you where there's a very strong connection that you're going to have to the non-physical realm, and that there's much, you know, galactic interest in this journey that you're embarking on planet Earth. And yeah, with share your voice, persecution, expression, come out of the cave, there's something about you guys kind of being journeyed to discover these connections, to discover how, I'm hearing interconnected this all is and how connected you are. But yeah, I was hearing this is when the Star of Orion aligns in your favor, which is all about major death and rebirth. Okay, yeah, this is for a major, I'm hearing culmination, right? This could be something about a major culmination, which is the star's brightest point in the sky. Yeah, look at that, the last card in the deck that I didn't pick up, Star Ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper, right? So yeah, there's something hidden there. Again, this talks about what's hidden is coming to light with DNA. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is like parallel, past, future lives, whatever you want to call it, that you could be recovering the memory of. Again, even just your 2 biggest days, one of them is when you were seeded onto this planet, where your higher self incarnated into this physical form. And the second one is when you remember why. And I feel like you guys are going to remember that why, okay? Right, let's go and take a look at a Shaman's Dream Oracle message, because I do feel like you're definitely journeying into other worlds. What have we have? Okay, beloved, radical acceptance. Okay, so with this energy, not everybody's going to understand you. It's a time to understand rather than to be understood. Now, gathering around the power of community basically talks about helpers that you have in the celestial realms, in the unseen realms, that are working you're like on behalf, in accordance to your divine essence, okay, and the divinity that you're here to share and embody and lead by example in regards to. And when I talk about this, radical acceptance is all about, well, there may be some that are not consumed by the divine blaze that is consuming you during this time. And if given the opportunity, they will attempt to douse your fire and leave you choking on the smoke. So I do feel like it is a time for you to kind of, I'm hearing just the best way to show it is to do it, and the best way to do something is to lead by example. So I feel like this is more of an embodiment. You're not necessarily announcing this, but silence is its own transmission. Your actions are definitely about to speak 1,000 words, and your silence is going to be deafening, okay? Yeah, that's what's coming through for sure. And this talks about, again, unconditional love. So just seeing that, I feel like this is part of the, I'm hearing Genesis. So this is part of like the new birth of a new you, where before maybe you seek like external permission or acceptance to do certain things, but you're just doing things differently at this stage in your life. I feel like you're doing things more than talking about doing things, you know? That's almost what it gives me. But there's something that you're doing under the radar, but because of this, you're well protected and you're hidden in plain sight, okay? There's something that you're doing that's kind of hidden in plain sight. I'm hearing there's room for like speculation because something new is happening, but yeah, you're doing something that's very different, and it's about to shock a lot of people just because it's very different from their point of reference for an old version of yourself that you have pretty much broken free from. And that old version of yourself wasn't even you, it was just a shell of who you were. It was, again, a limitation or a cap of I'm hearing like the infinite potential that was literally inside of the bottle, right? So it's almost like you're kind of setting yourself free in some way, you know? I'm seeing like the genie energy with Aladdin. So this could be about you making your every wish come true and you're setting yourself free in some way. Okay, super interesting. Yeah, with the beloved energy. Anything else? Honestly, there's a lot, but you're no longer basically reinforcing the expectations that others have of you, and you're breaking free from that and you're reinforcing something new. So I wonder what you guys are doing, but you're definitely breaking free from some kind of habitual response within the nucleus family, within certain people, circumstances, or environments that you had attracted based on a old vibrational frequency, and you're beginning to emit a new frequency that people don't necessarily speak the language of with radical acceptance. That's what it is. there is a huge, you know, when you have a huge language barrier, that's what it feels like. It's like you're speaking a language of the universe, right? You're focused on unseen connections and a deeper knowing that you have that can't really be explained. It's like, how can you explain what you know? You know, it's almost like when someone says, well, how do you know this thing? And it's not something that you can explain. It's just a way of being, you know. It's like you can't explain. It's like it's something that it feels like you cannot really articulate at this stage in your life. There is just a knowing. Yeah, so that's another message that you need to know during this time with radical acceptance. Okay, that is okay. All right, that's actually a good sign if you're feeling that. Yeah, I feel like you're definitely going through another spiritual awakening, because it's like people think you're crazy. Hey, that's the first sign you're going through an awakening, which is just like remembering who you are, right? And you're coming back to that. Okay, right, let's see. Sure, let's get one of these messages first. Let's get a energy oracle activation. Okay, so we have the world. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are definitely stepping into the world new. And do you see the cloak that he has? This is definitely like the hermit vibe, where the hermit steps out of hiding and into the world, and completely different. You know, that's literally what it reminds me of with hostilities here at the base. Again, not everybody is going to see eye to eye with the things that you're going on to do with this new energy that you're emitting, because again, you're no longer reinforcing an old reality. That's what this is. It's like there is a crumbling of an old reality, because reality is now corresponding to this new knowing system that you have within you. Okay, so this basically talks about you're expanding your vision and contemplating some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could be specifically referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, so now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up, okay? So again, this is like a huge, huge energy there. But yeah, there is something about there's a new plethora of experiences that do await you when it comes to the human experience, and you're just engaging with life very, very differently. That's definitely something that's coming through as well. And with hostilities at the base, it definitely does give me like a very strong energy of as you begin to make friends with the unknown, you're kind of releasing old concepts of yourself, and it's hard for others to release like who they thought you were, or who they convinced themselves you to be. And there's something about survival mechanisms that are coming up here as well, where people are being called to question their belief, and that belief keeps them confined to a very specific way of being, and people don't necessarily like change, you know. So there's something around that. Yeah, it's like you're no longer dimming your light in order to fit in any way, and you're no longer like reducing yourself to make others feel comfortable. And because you're doing that and you're expanding your courage and your heart into a new life, it's definitely going to be reflected, and that's a good sign. Okay, there's something about you kind of breaking free from an old construct or an old network that may feel like, again, it's no longer supportive of this next stage or this next phase in your life. So just trust that, okay? Just trust that shift that you're going through. Again, we also have constellation. When I flew away, multiverse, okay? It's like you're kind of being, again, plucked from an old reality and literally deposited into a new universe. But constellation does show like a network, so there is like an interconnected network to it all. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some Kipper messages and we'll close out. So we have main female, okay, so this is about your divine feminine energy connecting to your internal dialogue that you're having with the spirit within, connecting more to your non-physical aspect. We have official person that's come out here. So again, this is definitely about you stepping into a position of authority. I feel like, again, this is also about your spiritual rank that's definitely going to make itself very clear in the physical world. We also have courthouse, so this is something that, yeah, you have already maybe decided when it comes to expanding into new horizons, right? And I'm also seeing, again, the galactic federation, right? The higher octaves existing within you, the interdimensional layers have already decided that, you know, this I'm hearing it's time for a rebirth, unexpected income, right? There's something new that awaits you on the horizon. And then the one card that's flipping out here is marriage too. So again, this is like some kind of new commitment that you're making. It could be something to do with like a soul contract. Yeah, judgment at the base. We also have false person. So there's something around just be aware where other people may want to wear masks to mask the fear. Okay, there's something around it's easier. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to stay in your comfort zone. That's what I'm seeing. But there's something about you're taking off a mask and you're like revealing your celestial body to the world, your celestial light. And there's a change. It's like you're no longer, I'm seeing the authentic self in the Shaman's Dream Oracle message, that deck where it says, you know, there's many different faces that you can show to the world and to people, but there's something around you're no longer going to portray yourself like that, you know, there's something around you're really, again, lovers. That could be tempting, right, to stay and continue to reinforce old systems and old realities and expectations that others have of you, but you're realizing that it's better at this time to become a stranger to those around you instead of continuing to be a stranger to yourself or to become a stranger to yourself. And there's something around that's okay. All right, let's close out with a sure. Okay, no, they're saying the tea leaf message, so let's get a tea leaf message card. We'll do more predictive energies and then we'll close out there. Okay, we have older women. Dealings, a relationship with an older woman may be significant. I feel like some of you, this could be a spirit guide that you have. We also have great happiness, okay, so you guys are being led to happier times. We also have dealings, relationship with a man could be significant, all right? We have good advice from a friend there at the base too. We have handshake, so there could be a meeting with a stranger that could be important, okay? So be aware of that. There could be a stranger with, and that could be about some kind of collaborative energy. Or something to do with networks. We also have rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. And then we also have courage, so this is a journey either physically or mentally that you're taking. We also have great or good luck with 4-leaf clover there at the base, and we have taking a vacation physically or mentally. So yeah, there's definitely like a huge journey that you're going to be embarking on here. We split it on boat, okay, so this is about some kind of sudden windfall, property winning. It basically talks about like a return on your investment, right? So maybe this is about some certain decisions that you've made that are investments when it comes to future versions of yourself, right? Like the decisions you make now may not be instantly gratifying, but they basically set yourself up for success, right? Waiting for a news package or letter, so there could be something that you're waiting for. You are highly thought of there too. I'm hearing this is going to complete like your gut, because I'm seeing complete gut there. So there could be something about your complete, like this is a completion when it comes to your gut feeling, like a finalization of this. So we have chain of events that will affect your life. Okay, so again, there's a new sequence of events. We also have financial gain coming in from something that you did in the past. So some kind of karmic credit that basically talks about the cause that you're having, right? The decisions that you're having is having an effect. We have news of a birth or new business opportunity there as well with storks. So some type of new beginning. I've been seeing storks a lot lately in the forest. And we also have happiness here at the base too. So there's something about a river of change, okay, and surrendering into that river of change as well, because storks loves to be by rivers too. So there's something about the new beginning is in the change, and that's where the magic happens. So surrender to the flow of the river and don't try to beat it into submission, but see that all rivers lead to the source. Okay, all rivers lead to the infinite sea of possibilities that await you. Okay, so yeah, with this energy, again, do not talk to a winter insect about the summer, for he's bound by a single season. Learn to discern this. Do not talk to a well frog about the ocean, okay? For he's bound by the conditions of his environment, okay? So this is about you being able to discern that during this time, not judge, but discern. So I'm going to love and leave you guys. Yeah, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. So if you're not already subscribed to this channel, I'm going to stick around for future reads. Do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. If you're not already invited to our Discord, we have an invitation link in the description box down below as well if you want to join a community of like-minded individuals if you're on Discord. And also if you guys want a discount code for these beautiful bracelets by Otter Spirit, that hookup will also be down below as well. So until next time, bye.